All right, YouTube, what is going on? And welcome back to the channel for a brand new Pokemon collecting and investing update. Today, we have the top cards, not only in Japanese from the last week, but also from English. So we have a bunch of cards to go through today. So make sure you stick around for the whole video. But real quick, I want to say a big thank you for all the support on the last video. It's one of our best performing videos in a while. So I just want to say a shout out to you guys for that. And on top of that, I do want to say thank you to today's video sponsor, which is, of course, PokeNotify. Now, PokeNotify is a Discord server dedicated to bringing you the most up-to-date restock alerts for Pokemon products, whether that's from Walmart, Target, or any other store. If you guys keep missing out on products, definitely check out PokeNotify in the description down below. You can do a 3-day free trial to give this a try and see if you guys can get some restocks. And if you guys do enjoy it and you want to purchase the premium service, you can use code TWISTED25 at checkout for a bit of a discount as well. But with that said, let's jump into the cards for today. We're going to start on Japanese. So if you are only interested in English, make sure you jump to about halfway through the video, which is where we will be for the English cards. Now, jumping into the first Japanese card on the list, no surprise here, it is the Detective Pikachu. The Detective Pikachu has been on a few videos of mine recently because it has been rising. Again, I keep saying I'm going to pick this card up. I went to a card show last week. I didn't end up buying it. Again, I did see it there. I didn't get it. I didn't pull the trigger. I bought some other things instead. And again, this card just continues to climb. Taking a look, this was like a $70 card a few weeks ago. It's now climbed all the way up to $114, which is a 62% increase in the last 3 months, which is really, really impressive. If you jump to the 6-month chart, it's even bigger. It's 145% up. 6 months ago, you could have got this card for $46. And if you go back on the year graph, this card was like a $30 card. So it's up 278% from a year ago, which again, it's one of those things. We see these trends with these popular cards. If you hang on to them for 12 to 24 months, a year or two, then they're going to jump up in value. And it's no different with this Detective Pikachu. And the PSA 10 prices are following as well. They are all climbing. So first card on the list, no surprise here. Now, jumping into the rest of the cards on this list, after this one, there's a few interesting ones that I want your opinion on in the comments, but we'll talk about this one first. This is a Scarlet Violet promo card. Now, I don't know where this one actually came from. This is just on the movers and shakers list from TCG Player. It's a really cool card, though. It's a Pikachu versus Charizard card. This promo card has jumped as well. Not that it's a super valuable card right now. It's up 90%, but it's still only at $6. And I think this one's really cool. It kind of reminds me of the card where Pikachu and Mew are in it together. That looks very similar to this one. However, yeah, this one is just really, really nice. Selling for $6.40 right now, but it is up 90%. So it could potentially continue to rise as we go forward. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. Now that the English version of Black Bolt and White Flare is in full circulation, the Japanese cards would normally drop, and they did. However, they bounced back quite quickly, and there's a few on this list that are back on the rise. The Zoroark here has gone up over the last week. You can see a big dip off after the initial release, and now it's starting to climb back up. Now, these cards, I don't know what's making them climb back up. This one, I love the artwork. I think it's really cool. Zoroark, I would say, is a fairly likable Pokemon. It's a pretty, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's people's favorite, but I say it's a likable Pokemon. So I don't know if that and the artwork has something to do with it, but still, it's a cool art. It's up a little bit, but it's still down overall. And that's the thing you're going to see with a lot of these Japanese cards, although the Joltik, not so much from White Flare. This one's just been going up and up and up. And I wonder if this comes under the like cutesy category of card, because this one didn't really have a dip. Like it reached $8.50. It went down to $8.25. So it went down 25 cents. And now it's back up to $11.60. So this one's pretty much just gone up since White Flare came out in Japanese, which is really interesting because generally we'd see a big tank and a huge drop. But this one, we haven't seen that. And then the Gothorita, similar situation, which is really odd to me, that this took the tiniest little drop off after release and then just absolutely went bonkers, up 64% right now. Don't get me wrong, they're cute cards. I like them, but they're not ones that I'm like tripping over to purchase and to go and get, but it seems like some people are. So if anyone in the comments can explain to me what's going on there, I would love to know. Dwebble, this one's a super cute card. I love that he's on the beach. He's got the little glass jar and he's just staring at his reflection. The artwork on this would sell it to me alone, more so than the last two. I think I like this one better than the previous two cards we looked at. Again, up 16%, dipped off after release, but a lot of purchases through the early weeks, and it's now up 16% from where it originally was pre-release, which for a card to bounce back so quickly and be above pre-release price already is strange. I'll put it that way. Next up, we're going to look at the Reshiram. This one has actually dropped, so it's on the movers and shakers list for how much it has dropped off. This one, I don't know. I think it's really cool, but after release, obviously, more is in circulation. The price is going to dump. I feel like this is eventually going to go back up, but I feel like it might be a little bit slower. It seems like people like the Zekrom better, but I still think it's a really nice art. This card is insane. The artwork on this card, just whoever did this absolutely cooked. Who's the artist on this card? Does it say? It doesn't tell me, and it's too small to read down there. But the illustrator on this card just went crazy with this one. It is so nice. But again, like I said, back to pre-release price / slightly above pre-release price here. That says something. You know, 170 if you want to buy this card right now. It did dip. It's interesting. It had it looks like a big dip, but it only went down to 166 and now it's back up to 170. So I think the Zekrom, like I said, is more sought after than the Reshiram, and more people are going after this one specifically. But again, it's going to come back to like the black and white rares are the harder cards to pull in these sets, the Victini and the Zekrom and Reshiram BWRs, but they're just like going to be one of those cards where they're worth a lot because they're hard to pull, but personally, they're not my favorite. I would take this card over the black, white, rare Zekrom because I think this looks 100 times better, but that could just be me. So you guys let me know what you think down there. Again, last Japanese card on the list. This one is the Pikachu and Zekrom tag team from Tag Bolt. I actually bought this card in English recently, which I'm hoping that that's a sign of the times and that the English one goes up soon. This one has just been going up and up and up, all the way up to $14 right about now, 62% up on the previous 3-month price. So these Japanese tag teams, when I went for my trip to Japan, I bought a couple of Japanese tag teams. I remember saying on the vlog, these Japanese tag teams are so cheap. I don't know why more people are buying them. And of course, fast forward a couple of months, and now we see all of these Japanese tag teams starting to go up in price, because what happens in English tends to follow in Japanese. And when the English tag teams started to pop off and the English megas started to pop off, the Japanese was a little bit slower to have the same reaction, but now they're starting to see that movement. And you're going to see it in a minute here once we get into the English cards as well. There's a couple of cards towards the end that you'll see and you'll go, okay, yeah, makes sense. But really weird one here. Seismitoad from Black Bolt, really, really strange illustration rare in the fact that it's just skyrocketed since release. You'd think this one would go down because the Black Bolt set has just come out, but it has gone to the moon, which is crazy. So originally the pre-release price was around $72 and now it's $216 US. It is up 212%. What is going on? I understand the artist is Shinji Kanda. He did the Magic Cup and a bunch of other cool ones. He did the Giratina from Lost Origin. Some of people's favorite artwork designs on cards, but this illustration rare on a Pokemon that I'm not going to say is super widely liked. Like, I don't know anyone whose favorite Pokemon is Seismitoad, but Shinji Kanda just has that draw to him where if his artwork is on a full art card, it is going to get attention. Now, whether or not it stays like this, I don't think so. I think this card will level out and come back down because right now this is approaching Magic Cup levels of popularity and hype and I guess dollar value as well. I think people need to realize that this card is going to go down. So if you do pull it, great. If you don't want it for your collection, sell it while it's hot, get as much as you can and reinvest that money into your collection and what you actually want to buy. But I just don't understand the draw behind the Seismitoad here, which is really, really strange. Cool that Shinji Kanda's got another great artwork, but yeah, I just don't see anything crazy about this card. Next up is the Victini Black and White Rare. We spoke about this a minute ago. However, this card is still going up. It dropped from 411 to like 380, and now it's back up to 449. So again, eclipsing the pre-release price, just absolutely going bonkers. There are two versions of this card, which I didn't know initially until the sets came out. There is a Black Bolt version and a White Flare version. And I don't exactly know why the Black Bolt version is worth more than the White Flare version. That's confused me because it's basically the same card. It's just a different number in a different set. However, yeah, the Black Bolt version seems to be worth a little bit more than the White Flare. Very confusing, but like a cool card nonetheless. I just still don't put it on the level of those like special illustration rares, Zekrom and Reshiram. Those things look incredible, especially the Zekrom. But, you know, it is what it is. It's the highest rarity card. It's always going to be worth a lot. But to me, not my favorite card in this set. Up, yeah, like I said, 9.4% since release. You can cop this right now for about $450, which is bonkers. Next up, if it wants to load for me, this is the Keldeo special illustration rare. Keldeo is super cute. This one, I guess, is more so for the cutesy collectors. People love Keldeo. My partner loves Keldeo, so I definitely get it for those people that do like it. And on top of that, it's a nice artwork. Like, it is very good. The little rainbow forest in the background here, the colors are really cool. The card pops. There's definitely a lot going for it. And this one's up just under 15%, up to $74 right now. It did hit a low of 62 and it's gone back up about $12. So good to see Keldeo getting some love. It's a super random Pokemon, but I know there are people out there that absolutely love it. So I think that's a cool one to be on this list. Then next up, we've got the Gothita, sorry. I'm used to saying Gothorita from Paldea Evolved because it's in a lot of my grading videos. The Gothita, this one up 60% right now. Again, cutesy card. I think it you know, interests certain type of collectors. It's not my cup of tea, but I know there's definitely collectors out there that would love this card. Started off at $9.38, jumped up to $17, and now has come back down to $14, up 60% from pre-release. So a card that was worth pretty much half as much as it is now on release, has made some movement upwards. And again, probably because of the cutesy collectors. Next up, we got a tag team card. And I told you guys this. These tag team legendary bird cards are awesome. And they are jumping. There was a huge buyout on this one specifically. The Hidden Fates, Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. On the 20th to the 22nd of July, where 44 items sold, when on the other days it was like almost less than 10 every day. There's a couple of days in there with like 11 and 13, but almost less than 10 just about every single other day since then. And then randomly this period here had 44. So definitely a buyout on this one, which is interesting because buyouts typically haven't happened on tag team cards because they're a little bit more expensive. We were seeing it happen with the cheaper illustration rares and people were trying to manipulate it that way. So it's interesting to see that people are going after these cheaper tag team cards right now. So my advice would be check out some of the cheaper tag team cards right now that have popular Pokemon on them. You know, Gen 1 is always good to look at. Anything with a Gen 1 card in it, I think, is gold. And yeah, the tag teams, it seems like they're starting to get hit. So if you want to look for a little bit of quick profit to turn around and then add to your collection by selling off those products, I think the cheaper tag team cards are going to start to blow up because of these groups or these individuals that are buying them out. And I guess if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. No one can really stop them. So you may as well use it to your advantage, right? Next up is the Mega Blastoise. Less so a buyout on this one, I believe, but more so just Mega cards coming back into popularity. Although there is a big spike here was 17 items sold, but it's been pretty consistent over the last few months. Blastoise up 20% right now at $67. We do have the new Mega Evolution set coming out next, which is next in line. The Scarlet Violet era officially has ended, and then Mega Evolutions will be coming next. So it's interesting to see that, you know, the Blastoise specifically has started to pop off. I'd have to have a look at the Charizard and the Venusaur and a few of the other popular Mega cards to see what they're doing. Maybe I'll make a full video around all of the Mega cards to see where they're at. But again, this is the Blastoise making moves right now at $67. And last but not least on the list is the Lugia V alt art from Silver Tempest, one of my favorite cards of all time. I think the artwork on this is incredible, and another one that I still don't have in my collection. So I will be buying this eventually. I just think I want to hold out to be able to buy a PSA 10 copy, or at least trade into a PSA 10 copy. So because this card is such a nice artwork and it's one that I really like, I think I'm going to wait and get a graded version of this. But movement wise, it's up 10%, which doesn't sound like much. However, when it's a super valuable card, it has actually gone up a little bit. So you could have bought this card a few weeks ago for $250, which was just the start of July, literally a month ago. The start of July, you could have bought it for $250. Now it's selling at $310. So a pretty significant jump in just 4 weeks. But again, this is a card that I've thought is undervalued forever and ever and ever. And when you look at the 1 year chart, it was 162 and now it's 310. So again, it just shows you that over time, these popular cards, these popular Pokemon and these cool artworks, they do rise. And that's, I guess, what I'm trying to get through to you guys is it's not always the card you might think. However, you can bet on popular Pokemon, cool artworks, and a hard pull rate to go up in value over time. As the product dries up, it tends to get more and more expensive. So then these cards tend to go up in value as well to follow. But with that said, that's everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate you tuning in. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.